and as I'm walking up the beach, I step on a seashell, and I'm like, ass seashell, so I start throwing haymakers, and then every time I hit the sand, it's just hurting my hands more and more, and I'm realizing it's because that jellyfish stung. And I was making the sandcastle, and oh, it was the coolest sandcastle ever. You should have seen it. And then out of nowhere, this huge wave comes and just wipes out my sandcastle. So I'm like, ass ocean, so I run into the water and I start throwing haymakers, trying to teach that ocean a lesson. But then the problem is I can't really swim too good, and I get caught in a rip current, so I get sucked out to sea. And then I see this jellyfish. So I'm thinking, oh, I can just grab onto this jellyfish and ride him to shore. So I grab onto the jellyfish's tentacles, and he starts stinging the shit out of my hands. So I'm like, ass jellyfish, and I start throwing haymakers. And every time I hit the jellyfish, he's just stinging me more and more. And I'm in so much pain, I'm getting stung by a jellyfish, and I'm still drowning. I'm like 5 feet underwater by this point. You know, one time my wife cooked pot roast, and I spent all day just chewing it. Just chewing and chewing and chewing. I'm like, why you gotta be so chewy, you ass pot roast? So I started throwing haymakers. And I'm like, oh, I got you now, you little bastard. And then he kicks sand in my face. And I'm like, oh, you're not gonna kick sand at me. So I punch him in the face. And I'm like, tag, you're it. And then all these people run up with their phones out and they start taking videos of me, and I'm like, that's not good. So I start throwing haymakers. I start punching everybody there who has a phone, and then I take all their phones so there's no evidence of what I did, and I run away. So I grabbed one of the eggs, and then all of a sudden this eagle swooped down and punched me right in the face. Like, he punched me. Like, he didn't scratch me. He balled up his talons and punched me in the face. So I started throwing haymakers. I started punching him in his face. And then the eagle held me down and started pecking at my eyes, and then he threw me off the top of Mount Everest, and I fell all the way back down to the bottom. I went up to the flagpole, and there was this huge crowd of people gathered around, and they were all chanting, Randy, Randy. And I was like, that's not fair. I can fight Randy. I got this. All he ever does is eat candy. I can take him. So then I started throwing haymakers, and Randy just kept dodging them. And then Randy started beating the shit out of me. I mean, he was good. So then he starts pointing his finger, and then he starts shooting these lasers out, and he's killing all my babes and all the aliens. And I'm like, you want to go, dog? So I start throwing haymakers. I'm teleporting around him, punching him and stuff, and I punch him in the balls, and it turns out he doesn't have balls, because I don't really know what kind of gender he is, because he's like an alien or something. If you don't knock it off, I'm going to punch you in the mouth and knock your teeth out. And then he stomped on my foot, so I popped him in the mouth and knocked his tooth out, and he ran away crying. And I was like, now you're useless and toothless, you little bitch. What? I'm like, what the hell? What kind of Ponzi scheme is this? Are you even really a Girl Scout? So I punch her in the face and I take my money back. So now, whenever I see somebody with binoculars, I just start throwing haymakers. Like one time, I was in the park and I saw these old ladies with binoculars, and then I started throwing haymakers. And yeah, it turns out they were bird watching, but still.